Okay. Now, in the taking forward from the last class, we have seen the what is a programming language in the last class, and what is an interpreter and what is an compiler. And apart from that, we have seen that how you will communicate with the computer by like through instructions, and where you will write these instructions. These instructions are written in an editor. So now the editor is a place where you write the code. That is what it is. Now the in the editor, whenever you write the instructions, okay, whenever you are writing the instructions, you have to follow some rules. These rules are called as syntax. If you are not following the rules, then you may get an error called as syntax error. Now, when you are writing an instruction following the rules, that is called as statements. Okay. Now, the program is nothing but a group of statements together is called as a program. And these editors are multiple editors are there here: PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook, and all this. Okay. Now, we talked about why we have to choose the Python over the other program, why the people are running behind the Python as of now, which was now early 2000, or in the, like, a decade back, the people were behind the Java. The people were just learning the Java, even though it is so difficult that people were running Java. But now, like, the people are running behind the Python. One is, it is very, very easy to learn. And at the same time, it is, number of lines of the code is very less, and it is the open source and freeware, 100% free. And it is a general purpose and high level programming language. We know the general purpose means you can use the same Python for n number of purpose, wherever you want it, whichever location, wherever you want it, you can use it in the building of the REST application. Now, interpreted programming language means, high level programming language means you will write the code in the English, using the English codes. Now, what is the interpreter programming? Now, you write the code in the high level language like English like words, and the computer will understand binary language. This process of converting the English like words into the binary language is translated by, interpreter or compiler. Now, I explained you what is the difference between an interpreter and compiler yesterday. The compiler will go through each and every line of the code and check for the errors first, and then it will execute all of it. But like Python, what it will do is, like, it will first check the error for the first line and it will execute it. Second line, it will execute it. Third line, it will execute it. Like this, it will do it. Because of this, it is very, like, it is slow compared to that of compiler. So this is a drawback to the Python. So PVM, they designed the PVM. The PVM is a combination of compiler and the interpreter. Again, if you want to go detailedly, there's a lot is there, how we don't need so much. So you can, the PVM and the interpreter both will be what we can say is, like, it will compile and interpret the things. Okay. Now, it will share the things, share the load. Obviously, this is much faster. Now, then there is something called as object-oriented code. This is a paradigm. Paradigm means style of writing the code. This is the only one is no. There is like a functional paradigm, the procedural paradigm, modular paradigm, and object-oriented and logical paradigm. So this is nothing but the set of rules which are used to write the code. That's it. Now, this is altogether a different pattern of coding. I explained you all these three yesterday. Now, we will go with the dynamically typed. So dynamically typed, it is very difficult to understand now, but I will show you in the future, but I will give you a basic understanding. See, when a value is assigned, when the data type of the variable is changeable during the execution of the program, is called as dynamically. So if you take it, what is data type, you will get into your mind. So let's do it over here. history, and like other introduction. Okay. Now here we will see that we have seen all these things. Okay, I will just copy them. Now here you can see that it's a general purpose program, all these things. Now what is dynamically done? See, what happens is, what is data type? First is type of data is called as data type. So if the type of data. Now we have seen what is data, right? Basically we understood what is the data. Okay. One second, guys. Yeah. Now what is the data type over here? See, data type is nothing but it is, okay, it is a type of data. Now if you take it broadly, if you take it, now you are writing something or you're filling up a form. So what type of words or the characters you're going to use it? Either you will use the character type over here, okay, alphabets or characters. I will write it as alphabets. Second one is numerics, okay, numerical type. Okay. Now next one is here. There is one more, we will use it, symbols. Now you will be getting it, symbols. Now we will remove these symbols as of now. You know, we will remove the symbols as of now. If I take it, how many types of data? Types of, then you will say that the alphabets and numerics. Okay, numerical, alphabet and numeric, right? Now this alphabet usually will be of two types. One will be character, a single alphabet. Second one is a group of alphabet, we call it as a string. Okay, and in the numerical type there will be an integer and float. Now this is a very broad view, guys, very broad view. Okay, I'm not going deep into that. You will go deeper into this to understand more detailedly. Now here, if you see that alphabets are characters will be there, like A, B, C. If you have single character, that is called as alphabets. Like I'll give it as S is an alphabet, A is an alphabet, S is an alphabet, K is an alphabet, R is an alphabet. All these things are considered as a characters. Now a group of characters together is called as a string. S-A-Y, Sky, Arjun, or India. These are strings. Integers means it can be a positive number or a negative number, including the zero. Like for example, -20 or 48 or 54. Now or 0. This all is called as integers. Okay. Now what is a float? An integer with a decimal point. So for example, 23.45, and I will give it as 45.54. All these things comes under the category of float. Okay. Now very broadly classifying, there will be an alphabet type will be there, and there is a numerical type. So what happens now if a variable is assigned to a value? Now, for example, here, just take it as it is. Now we will go deeper into this. If I'm saying is S or A is equals to, I will give it as 100. 100 means what is happening is this. Now, in a normal way, we talk it as 100 is assigned to A. Now, it's a simple way. This is an assignment operator. Usually we will call it as. So 100 is assigned to A. We will say that, or 100 is stored in A. But internally, what happens is there is a memory will be allocated to the 100. Okay. Now A is pointing out to this 100. A is pointing out to this. Now this is what? This is an integer, right? This, now it is storing 100. Now what happens during the execution time? That is when the program is executing. During the execution, we can change the data type. That is, we can change it A to like Apple. Okay, we will change it to Apple over here. Okay. Can you hear me now? Is it okay? Can you hear me now, Ilayaraja? Guys, can you hear me clearly? Is there any disturbance? Perfect. Um,
It's very clear.
okay. Now, thanks. Okay. Now, this is what is happening is a variable is first holding an 100 and a variable is changed into a string type. This process of changing the data type of a variable is called as dynamically typed. As of now, you take it. It is a process of changing the variable or data type of the variable is called as a dynamically typed. Okay, you can take it as of now like this. Then we will see that how we can. I will explain you very detailedly this one. This is a very important concept, and because of this dynamically typed only, the Python is so powerful now. This is really an amazing way of designing the memory management. Okay, I will explain you that. So that is about the dynamically typed. In a simple nutshell manner, a variable can change its data type during the execution. Now you may ask me, what is great in that? Can't we do it with the other programming language? No, you can't do it with the other program. You can see that why it is so important. I will tell you why it is so important and why how the Python will manage the memory and why the people are using the Python for the big data and all this stuff. Okay, I will show you. I will show you and I will explain you how it goes. Okay, now this is what is called about the dynamic type. Now there is quickly we will see that what is the history of the Python. So quickly we will see it because again it is always important that everyone wanted to know end to end. Now, when they want to learn the Python or any program, they want to know all the things. They don't want to miss it anything. If they miss anything, that will be there in their mind that maybe I missed out something over there. Okay. So let me quickly complete this history and then we will enter into the programming part. Okay. Now, and before that, I'm going to show you how to install the Python and PyCharm both. So now, what is the history of Python? See, actually, there was a gentleman by the name Guido van Rossum. Okay, his name is Guido van Rossum. Okay, now this person is a Dutch programmer. He is a Dutch guy. Dutch means he is from the Netherlands. Now, this Netherlands earlier was also called as Holland. Now, he is from the Netherlands, and the people who lives in this Netherlands, they call it as Dutch. Like India, the people, the citizens of India called as Indians. The same way, the people of the Netherlands are called as Dutch people. And the capital of this Netherlands is Amsterdam. Okay, Netherlands is Amsterdam, and this is actually now this gentleman. He was born in 50s, 1956, and he completed his grad masters in computer science, mathematics, and computer science in Netherlands, Amsterdam University. There was an Amsterdam University over there. And he completed his master's. And he completed his master's with mathematics and computer science as a specialization. Okay. Now, after this, he completed in early 1980s. Early he completed. Maybe you can take it as in the year 1981. Okay, he completed 1981, 1982. He completed his master's, and then he got a job in the in the National Research Institute of Netherlands. There was a National Research Institute of Netherlands. Okay, he was a part. He got a job over there. Now, in this, see, like Netherlands is very small country. It is like a state of India, one of the states of India. Now, they were having something called National Research Institute of. In this, there was an like, for example, they were having a particular wing inside this National Research Institute of Netherlands. In that, there was a particular wing where they were developing a programming language. Okay, they call this wing as CWI. CWI. This is, it is something like, an like they were using the some language which is not an English one. It is a different abbreviation is there. So this wing is called as CWI. Now CWI is actually is a part of the Netherlands Research Institute. They were doing the research on developing a computer language, and they are developing a computer. Literally, they are developing a computer research and development of the computer. Now, our Judo, as he comes from the computer background, masters in computer, he was joined as a research analyst into the this. He was a part of this research team, which was developing the programming language. Okay, computer language, which was developed. Now, at that time in 80s, it was a trend which was going on. All, like, every country wanted to have their own programming language. The UK wanted to have, France, Germany, the Netherlands, US, all these countries were having their own program. Now US was far ahead, but they wanted to have a programming language of their own. So as a process, the Netherlands also started building a programming language. This was taken care by CWI, and here the CWI was developing a programming language called as ABC. ABC. Actually, there was a language was B was there. The B was derived, the enhanced to the C. The C was the language which was derived from the B, and these people gave the name as ABC programming language. And this was been developing from past 10 years, like almost like 1970 they started developing, and still the development was going on. In 1981-82, our Guido van Rossum was a part of this particular development team. So the Guido joined this CWI team as a research analyst. Onto the computer. Okay, that is what the actually how he entered. Now, what he was provided with some task, and he was working well, he was understanding well. After 4 years, maybe in 1985, Euro felt that now ABC language is completely, it's not framed for a long duration time. Now, actually, what happens is, whenever a programming language is designed, they keep the they wanted that programming language to survive for at least minimum 2 to 3 decades. 2 to 3 decades. If you take it any programming language which is popular, it is from the 2 years back or three decades back. Like C was in 70s. Now also the people are learning. C++ was from 80s. Now also it is learning. Now Python is from 80s only. It's now the people. Java is from the 90s. It is also being learned. So always, whenever you build a programming language, the vision will be of the developer that it should sustain for at least for 2 to 3 decades. Now, when the Bureau was looking at this ABC language, now Bureau felt that this language will not sustain, like it may not survive in the future. So he went with his complete analysis, and it went and talked to the rest of the team. But rest of the team were already working on that from past 10 to 15 years, and they were having nearly 20 plus years experience. And they ignored this guy, and they said that you just do the things whatever we say. No need to involve in or give it come with the suggestions. So this was really a disappointment for the Bureau. Then what the Bureau did is he didn't leave that thought. Then he started building his own language, own language. He started building his own language since like 1985. From 1985, after these people has rejected his proposal, he started building up his own language. And he worked on that for next 4 years till 1989. And he came up with a prototype or beta version. Now he built the language. He built. Now you may get a thought like, what is a language actually? Language is nothing but a set of programs. How to write the code? It is simply a program or instructions. How to write the code? That is what it will be there. Now, so he built up a beta version and he shared this one within the team. He was already having a good amount of experience, 10 years, almost 9 years into the IT. So what he did it is he started sharing this one with his buddies, like he was sharing with his close friends who was also working as a software developer. And he shared it and was asking them this beta version, tell me your views on that. Now everyone was looking at that and they were suggesting it. And from 1989 till 1991, they went through the all this testing phase of the language and they came up with the prototype proper. They gave the first release. And during this phase, testing phase, like during the phase he was coordinating with his team members and all those things, he was able to, he was just, what he was doing is, he wanted to communicate, right? He wanted to communicate, he wanted to talk in the meetings and all those things. Every time, oh, your language, your language, your language, it is like a very odd way of referring to a language. So they wanted to have a project name. They wanted to have the project name, and the Guido gave it like the project name as Python. Why he gave the name as Python means, like in India, there is a very popular show called as Kapil Sharma show, which is a comedy show, right? And here, Kapil Sharma will have a set of people will be there, like 4 or 5 people. They will be coming in a different dress and they will entertain us. Now, these all are the team of the Kapil Sharma. In the same way, in 1960s and 70s, there was a guy by the name Monty. Okay, there was a guy by the name Monty. And what this guy was doing is he was having its own team. The Monty was having its own team of 5 members. And they totally called as this team and the Monty together are called as Monty's Pythons. Okay. And in short, sometimes this team was also called as Python. And this comedy show, that the comedy show they will do it, they are very popular in Europe. So what will happen is, now our Guido was also one of the fan of this Monty's Python. So he just saw that that comedy show before this meeting. And when someone asked me like, okay, we should have a project name, then immediately out of the box, he said that we'll keep the name as Python. Now, this is nothing to do with the snake. Okay, nothing to do with the snake. It is purely because of this, like a group of comedians where he is a big fan of. And then what happened? They were so much used this name. They got used to this name so much during this 2 years time. Now, when they were releasing the Python in like 1991, they released the first version of the Python in 1991. Okay, and they wanted to go with the name Python. Now, when they released the Python, they released as a scripting language. What do you mean by scripting language? Means actually that time the internet was booming in early 90s. It was the time where internet was seen as the future of world. And this Python, for developing the internet web pages, we need a language which is lightweight. Now it is like an uh, which is an one is a full-fledged language will be there, one is a lightweight language. Now the Judo was concentrating on this lightweight language and he was released this one. Now they had a like They didn't get an instant response from anyone. Slowly, first in 1991 they came up, and in 1992 they released the next version. 1993 they released the third version. 1994 they came, build up a community which can support these people, the people who are using it. They were able to get some good customers during that time on the personal version. In 1995, there was a big setback happened to the Python. What is that was setback? That was the Java was released. Java was and Java was released with the support of two major IT giants called as Oracle and IBM. These two companies were supporting and funding the Java. Java was actually at the time it was developed by a company called as Sun Microsystems. At that time, okay, at that time the Java was developed by Sun Microsystems, and Oracle and IBM was supporting it. Once they released this Java in 1995, they immediately started giving the statements that Java is one of the best language which is open source, and all our projects will be running on Java. Now, with these statements, like everyone was like attracted towards the Java, all of us. And Java was not a scripting language, it is a full-fledged language which was released. And this time the Java, like because of the Java, there was a lot of setback was there with the Python. Then Python somehow managed it in 2000. In 2000, now Python came up with a altogether new version called as Python 2K, that is 2000, right? 2000, 2K means 2000. This was called as Py 2K. Okay, Py 2K. Now, what is this Py 2K is? See, it is now, before the Python was a scripting language, now it became a full-fledged language. Now, and they were what now by this time, the Java is occupied the complete market. There was Java was like far ahead. Now Python is nowhere near the Java. Okay, it is very far away from the Java. And in 2005, there was something happened which was a triggering point to all the ITJs. What is that happened was in 2005, till that time, the Java, the Sun Microsystems was holding the Java. Okay, and this is the time the Oracle people approached the what do you call it as the Sun Microsystems, and they want to buy the Java. Oracle people approach the Sun Microsystems and they want to. And their study says that at that time, the 75% of the applications around the world were running on Java. 75%. And what about the Python? Python was having the 4 to 5%. Now, 4 to 5% is nothing but like around 4 to 5 million applications. 4 to 5 million is like 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs applications were running on the 4. Now, just imagine 4 means like 4% is 4 to 5 million. Then 75% means what? It is like billions of applications were running on the Java, and they were most of them were developing also. But this was a triggering point to the major IT giants like Google and IBM, especially because IBM was a part of the development team or investment in the Java. But when the Oracle approached them, that IBM was really upset with that. And Google was like, all the applications, Google was providing free of cost service. At that time, they were not generating so much of money as they were generated now. But, but still, their cost is, the software cost is zero for them. Now, all of a sudden, if Oracle started charging them $1 per license also, they will get billions of dollars will be, revenue will be generated for the Oracle. So that was the problem for the Google. So Google and the IBM put on their own cases on the Oracle and this deal, and they did that. They put on they tried all their level best that this deal should not happen for at least like some as much as maximum time. So, and during this time, the Google, what it done is it was searching for a equally powerful language which can be a replacement of Java. And they found that Python is the best. And these Google people approached the Judo Van Lesson, Google plus Judo. And because they were having a deal, the Google opened their own office in the Netherlands and they asked the Judo to come down and start working with his team from the Google office only. Now, in this time, that is in 2005, the Judo signed a deal with the Google and they started involved in developing a altogether new version. Now, as the Google is known for an innovative kind of stuff, and the Judo was involved in development of the Python, these two together, they developed a altogether new language, which is a futuristic language, which is called as Python 3.x. Okay. And this was released in the 2008.